Hi guys, Josh MUFC here. Welcome to Talk Football and another episode of Josh Reacts. Now, the subject matter I'm going on today, as per the title, is it's about Arsenal. Now, I don't normally go outside of Manchester United when it comes to content, but I figured it prudent to maybe just touch on the start Arsenal have had to the 22-23 season here and how good I think they're looking. Now, I'll just start by getting all the housekeeping out of the way. If you could drop a like on the video, share it out, subscribe if you so choose. We all appreciate what you guys are doing. We've recently hit 250k subs, not 250k, 250 individual subs. Excuse me, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself there. Yeah, so the growth's been great. You guys have been incredible. Twisted, the moderator, everyone else that's involved in the background that do all the work. You're all doing incredible work. So long may it continue. And yeah, continue pushing out the love. We're very, very grateful for it, guys. So it's a big up to all of you and to the fellow panelists. So thanks, guys. Anyway, we'll move on to the content at hand. Now, I'm just going to start just with little thoughts from my side. Now, Arsenal have started this season incredibly well. 3 from 3, 9 goals. I think there's three clean sheets in. No, sorry, 9 goals, 2 conceded, 3 straight wins. Fairly simple, and they've looked better and better in each and every single one of their games. Now, I believe there are many, many reasons for this, some of which I'll go through, and I have some extra screens to be sharing with you guys to hopefully back up my points here. A small waiver in advance. I'm not a pundit. I'm not a stat man. I'm not a tactical god or genius. I will just call it how I see it, as fans should. Fans should not be pundits. Those big up to who they are. So, big up to those who think they are and do a good job. Your Statman Daves, your Statman Baines, all of these guys out there that just, they know the game. They live and breathe the statistical side. That's not me, but I'll do my best here. Anyway, so Arsenal Football Club, the project of the best-looking Lego man in the Premier League, Mikel Arteta. In the wake of All for Nothing, which I haven't even gone into, but you see all the memes. A lot of people have thought Arsenal would become a massive laughingstock, and I was buying into the hype. These guys have been falling short of expectations for a club their size, and the banter was there. Everyone was like, yeah, United was finishing in front of them, Chelsea finishing in front of them. They were having the odd good result, but a lot of the time they were not living up to the expectations that Arteta was bringing in, that Edu was peddling out, and it was all about the Cronkies being typical American owners, bleeding the club dry and not investing properly. That just seems to be a common theme. But credit where it's due. So far this season, they have looked incredible. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and share a quick screen here just to give you what you already know about these guys. Anyway, so this is just the fixture list, and the first 3 games have been here, here, and here. So first game, they beat Crystal Palace 2-0. Now, it wasn't convincing, but they look good. Crystal Palace were a little bit undercooked, and we've seen since then the Palace have gone on to actually play very, very well, and especially a big game that they played last night. Palace are looking incredible. The Mandem are actually starting to get a little bit of end product about them. So big up the Palace, and our head moderator here, the resident Crystal Palace fan, Twisted. He is excited. He was very excited. We watched the stream last night, and we were on Discord. He was happy. I was happy. I think Palace are one of those clubs that are just completely inoffensive, and a lot of people like them. So anyway, Arsenal disposed of them, not convincingly, but they did the job. Last week on Sunday, Australian time, they beat Leicester comfortably. Sure, they let in a couple of goals, but they weren't exactly scared. I don't think there was anything in this game that was going to scare Arsenal into thinking they were going to turn over that lead. And obviously, this morning, our time, they put a masterclass on against Bournemouth, and they looked all the rage. Really, the hype has been building. Now everyone was going on about Gabby Jesus is a reject striker for a team that doesn't play with a striker, and while there were, you could say it was logical and reasonable to have that opinion, but as I'll go on to show a little bit later, I believe the signings of Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus are actually what is going to propel Arsenal a lot further than people expect this year. On a personal note, I'm actually scared of Arsenal right now. I mean, as a United fan, everyone should be scared of everyone. We are hopeless at the moment, but that's not the point of this stream. So anyway, what I'm going to go on to here, right? I'll just show you the table, right? It's simple. 9 goals scored, 2 conceded, 7 goal difference, perfect 9 points out of 9. Now, while it is 3 games into the season, as I've already, where did I go? I've disappeared. This is great. Anyway, high tech stuff here, guys. Arsenal, Tottenham, Man City, Fulham. Now, in the first 3 games, Arsenal have played 3 very different teams and disposed of them fairly easily. They've played in sort of 20-minute, 30-minute blocks, come out of the blocks firing, pressing high, winning balls back, but also dominating a lot of possession, playing a good, you could almost say, tiki-taka type of football. And they have looked very visually appealing. And I hate saying this, as I can't stand Arsenal. I can't stand a lot of Arsenal's fan base. They, for the majority, or should I say minority, but the minority are usually the loudest because they make the most noise. My experience of Arsenal fans are fairly obnoxious and big themselves up bigger than they actually should. And I think this season they actually have a reason to. They are looking incredible. Anyway, what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to quickly duck into the comments, just see what you guys are saying so far. I haven't actually gone into it yet. Hit the like button, people. Absolutely. Thank you. Arsenal are winning the league. That's a bold statement, but just as a little precursor, that may not be too far from the truth. We will get there. Big up Twisted, thank you. Winning the league. Yes, of course. Standing ovation for Josh. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. It's the other guys that put in all the work. I show up and I board on a stream and join in. 1CS. What do you mean by 1CS, dude? Let me know later down. Careful which screen you share. You don't have to worry about any triple X rated sites on this computer. That's my personal phone, so I won't be sharing that screen. They always beat Chelsea. This is true. This is true. Arsenal do have good records over Tottenham as well, and always struggle even against United, even when under Ollie. Like they didn't really do much against Arsenal under Ollie, and as we know, recent results are recent results. Oops, sorry, let me shield. Oh, hello, Brush. Thanks for joining us, mate. If you're interested, I might put out a link a bit later and we can have a chat. If you're interested in these opinions, we'll get your thoughts on it. I'll do it a little bit later. I fell asleep. Was that last night? Chelsea in 30 minutes. Yes, I'm very interested. I won't run too late with this stream. I'll give you a quick punch through of what I'm doing here, and we can all go watch the Chelsea game, West Ham, whoever we decide. Scroll down to the very bottom. Are you talking about this screen here? Oh, well, very nice. Ha ha. We all know, yep, United are in the mud. Come on, let me have it. Let's do it. I know we're shit. You don't have to tell me that. Is there any more comments? Nah, that's it there. All right. So now that I've got that out of the way, guys, I've got a comparison matrix here on Squawker. Now, what I'm trying to show you here is comparison between Arsenal of this season so far and last season versus Man City. Now, the reason I've selected Man City, I think all of us can agree and potentially argue that they are the benchmark. They're the team to emulate. They're the team to outscore. Liverpool have been incredible, but when you've got Man City dominating like they are, I feel like that is the barometer that we should be measuring a lot of these statistics on here and the achievements. Now, while City and Arsenal play different styles, you can at least see what I'm trying to accomplish here with my arguments, right? So I've got this first column here. This is the Premier League of 22-23 between City and Arsenal, and then 21 and 22, just to give an idea of the average of all the what I consider the important statistics here to give you an idea of how much Arsenal have improved on a can I do per 90? No, it won't let me. On a statistical scale. So if we just go into the second lot of columns here, last season. Now, Arsenal had a lot less goals than City, obviously, but this will still indicate what I'm trying to get across to you. You see here the conversion rate of goals, whether it's inside or outside the box. Arsenal's was 14.5%, and City's was shy of 20% goal conversion rate. Shots on overall shots, 418 for the season, 502 for City. City has a shot accuracy rate of just above 50%, which to me indicates that, yeah, as obvious, every second attempt usually resulted in a goal. Arsenal, slightly shy of 50%. Now, they weren't creating as many chances as City, but they were still creating enough chances to put goals across here. If I go further on down here, some of the defensive stats, City have a incredible take on success rate versus Arsenal. That's if you want to round it up, it's 60% to 55%. Aerial duels, City have a whole 10% extra last season. Ground duel success, they're pretty much even. Now, this is the metric here that I was quite interested defensively. Arsenal conceded way more goals inside the box than Man City did. To me, this indicates two things. One, as we know, City hold the ball, and it's very, very hard to get it off them. Whereas Arsenal last season were playing very 50-50 football, where they might hold the ball for a while, but they got turned over very easily in possession. This was due to many reasons. They had midfield injury issues and red cards, yellow cards, whatever. Like the barometer last year was that we saw distinct improvement from the season before. They got defensive solid. They short up the defense. They brought in Ben White. They were another year together as a unit. So that indicates that obviously they know each other. They're working together quite well, and statistically they were improving year on year. Now, a lot of Arsenal fans, the more obnoxious ones, and even the ones that speak facts, like your Lee Gunners or anyone on AFTV, they all say, well, it's all about progression. It's all about improving week by week, season by season, while you gradually step up that ladder to get back into contention for title races and being eligible to partake and compete in the Champions League and actually be competitive, not just be involved, which I don't think they're too far away from. So if we move on to this season so far, over onto the left of these columns, we see already that Arsenal, on a percentage basis, is doing a lot better than they have the year before. Now, again, the waiver here and the waiver, the whatever you want to call it, is that we are only 3 games into the season, and the quality of opposition that Arsenal have faced so far have been mid-table or lower, because we can arguably say that Leicester are no longer a top 6 plus 2 top 8 kind of team anymore. They're just, I think they've declined too much, that too many players are going out and they're aging too much. But anyway, that's not part of this. We can see that the goal conversion rate as an average has already increased 15% for Arsenal. This is down to one guy. This is down to Gabriel Jesus being the guy leading the line, and I will go into reasons why I think he is going to be key for them a little bit later. So you're seeing a better percentage of shots, I guess a higher rate of shots per game as well. If there was a per 90, it should have brought it up for me. Usually automatically goes over, but it doesn't. Passing accuracy is still in and around the same, as they still have similar players, and that's pass accuracy is not a metric that you can really dictate success on. Mainly due to the fact that there's lots of side balls and back balls. City, they are still incredibly high in their passing accuracy. They pass and move that they've had this system drilled into them for 5, 6, 7 years. So every player that comes in knows their job, knows where to run, and the players that are laying off the ball know where their players should be. If they're not, then that's like 4 times out of 100. Now, if we're going into the other passing stats here, every metric so far that Arsenal are measuring compared to last season are improved. Whether that is down to being more disciplined, or whether that is the I guess they're adopting a slight tiki-taka, high press sort of total football model at the moment, where that is indicating to me that they're looking to be far more progressive. Now, this here tells me that they are, because their take on successes have increased. This says they're being more progressive. They're willing to try more penetrating passes and basically just be more adventurous with the ball. And now that they've sort of gone into a second full season with Odegaard and Partey and Xhaka and all the other guys in midfield, they're all working together and not being as rotated as they once were. Because Xhaka could be out for a couple of games with suspension or an injury. Partey had injury concerns, but basically they're looking a lot more settled, and this is reflecting in their statistics. Cards are not really bothered about goals conceded from the box. These are not really metrics I'm looking at the moment, but you can see already, just based on averages here, there are tangible improvements across the entire level of Arsenal's gameplay. Now, I'll move on. My thoughts on that for now. This comes down to the signings. For so long, Arsenal have struggled to have a guy up front that can actually put away these goals properly. Aubameyang did wonderfully, three odd years of 20 plus goals or thereabouts, and he was basically the one dragging them through and keeping them afloat in the top half of the table. You saw the decline when he left, but that's when your players like Saka, Martinelli, occasionally, who's a striker that just left, Lacazette would have sort of picked up the slack where Aubameyang didn't. Aubameyang didn't really do before he left. So with Gabriel Jesus coming in, this is a levels player, guys. Let me just say that now. Now, it's not in my best interests as a United fan to praise Arsenal or give them any sort of credit. I'll just start off by saying that. But when Gabriel Jesus was playing for City, it was off the left, it was off the right, and he'd be a makeshift sort of 9, a second choice 9, even though he wasn't playing. You'd have Silva, De Bruyne sometimes, like sort of playing in the false 9 role or floating around midfield. It's been Gabriel Jesus wasn't really deployed in a way that I believe he should be, which he now is at Arsenal. Now, Pep's system is very rigid, and as I said, everyone has a role and responsibility in the position that they are in, which hasn't allowed for a lot of expression, a lot of, I guess you could say, freestyle football, if you want to call it that. Even though we associated that with Ollie and moments and Mandem and whatever you want to call it, but I really shouldn't say Mandem. I'm so damn white. But look, it's as I just repeated, Pep's system has been very rigid. Everyone had a role to play and didn't sway too far from that. Just look at the way Grealish has struggled to adapt so far. When he was playing for Villa, he was the port of call. He was the player that he instigated everything, but he did it on a whim. Very much sort of how when Ozil first came into Arsenal, or when Robin van Persie came in as striker for United, it was very much that we have this talisman, this one guy that can actually drag us through things. That was not the role of Jesus. That's not the role of Sterling. That wasn't the role of Sterling. That's not the role of Jack Grealish. I do feel, however, City will get back to their way. They're adapting themselves. They've got Haaland, Grealish is coming in on those wings. That's another debate for another time. Now, I'm going to bring this screen back up for a moment. I've got a little comparison here for Gabriel Jesus, and now I've got this on a per 90 basis. So this is an indicator of his time last season at City versus this season at Arsenal. Now, while you can't really make that comparison, I'd probably say 10 matches in, might come back here and do this again. It's going to be a better indication of how he's going, but he has a lot more. He's improved across the board, basically, when it comes to his statistical output and the way he's playing, because the way I see it is that Arteta has given him never before used freedom. He's playing as a number 9, but he's also dropping in. He's being a linker of the play. He's being given free reign, and this is exactly what I think he's needed, and this is what is going to propel Arsenal way up the ladder. Now, I'm going to go through here. I'm not going to go worry about these games played, minutes played, etc. But what I was saying about Jesus playing in a system versus playing as an expressive forward in Arsenal, these metrics here are the ones to most look at, right? Goals, don't worry about outputs right at the moment, but you look at the lost possession, right? For me, when he was playing in the Pep system, he was told to hold the ball and lay it off when there was a passing lane available, which they've pre-trained it, it's been drilled into them, and he can lay off that ball and know someone's going to be there to receive it. So losing possession more often at Arsenal indicates to me that that's exactly what you expect from your striker. He's going to receive the ball, but he's also going to lose it because he's running at the centre backs, he's running at the full backs, he's trying to create space, and he's going to get the ball taken off him more often than not. And occasionally you get your opportunity and put it away. So as you see the tangible improvements here, while there's more possession lost, he has, where are we here? Less passes attempted at Arsenal with a less pass accuracy. So he's not here being the link player that he was in Pep's system. Now, what does this all mean? Well, I basically just explained that. But this guy, he has literally come to Arsenal to be unleashed. And this is very concerning. Just looking at those metrics there on the screen, just looking at those statistical, and it's on average per 90, as you see up here. This per 90 breakdown, forgetting conversion rates, forgetting shots, etc., just general play statistics, he is going to be much more of a goal threat. He's going to be in the box. He's going to be putting away headers. He's going to be left foot, right foot. You'll probably find he'll push out to the wings and cut in, lay off some balls to wingers, whatever. Like he will be all over the field. Now, what does this mean for Arsenal? I hear you say he is basically doing the role that Aubameyang. He's coming to be the Aubameyang replacement. Now, like I said earlier, I'm scared. As shit as United are right now, Arsenal have just improved tenfold. We are finally going to see the Gabriel Jesus that I think everyone first saw on his debut at Man City, where he came in and tore things up. Whether or not he can keep that up, yes, that still remains to be seen. But I'm worried. I know I'm sort of rambling here a bit, but the straight up and down point I'm trying to make is that I think Arsenal could potentially be a title contender this year. If they start as they mean to go on and they continue in this vein of form and they continue to build and gel with, because they've solidified their defense. Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes. These guys look incredible as a partnership, and Saliba looks levels. This guy, he's not getting bodied off the ball, and he's what, 21? He's looking like he's been in the Prem for 5 years. He's got physicality. He's strong on the ball. He's got a good turn of pace, so he's going to be very good recovery. Zinchenko coming in as a fullback. While he wasn't the star for City, and while he did float into midfield and become more of a utility player, I think it's obvious that Arteta's got him locked down on that fullback position. Ben White has been pushed out to right back. That's questionable. I don't think that's going to be a long-term prospect. Maybe you'll see a replacement in the back end of the window or January. And then you'll have a bolstered centre-back with him being able to float in and out of the team. Midfield, Odegaard, he just came off a 2-goal blitzer last night. Partey, Xhaka's looking another level. He's being given license to move up the field. He's basically looking like the Xhaka that came from Barcelona, and that's scary. That's scary considering the amount of crap that he's given fans, the club, teammates. He's been a bit of a nightmare the last few years, but he's looking happy. Partey, whatever off-field antics and stuff is going on, I'm not going to comment on that. I could, but I'll probably get cancelled. Anyway, I'll just jump into the comments here quickly. Just forget what I got here. You need to know they have the easiest start in the Premier League from all the teams. Yeah, I covered that, mate. No worries. And it's true, but as I'll just show you in a minute. Actually, on that note, I'm just going to jump over here. I'm going to Arsenal's matches, and we'll see who they got upcoming in the next few games, right? So Arsenal playing Fulham. Now, while Fulham have started well, they've been competitive. They took points off Liverpool. That's no mean feat, and they took it to them too. It's been quality football coming up from the Championship, and I don't think they've had enough investment to sustain it, but they're going to be a pest this year for them. Yep. Then they move on to take on Aston Villa. Now, after the performance of Villa last night, I think they're going to struggle, and I think Gerrard is on his way out. I don't think after the investment that they've had that their board is going to be very happy with them floating around mid to lower table. After game week 3 or 4 or 5, his head might be on the block quite soon. Then Arsenal come to Man United. Now, this game concerns me to no end, because if they continue to progress and get better and better as they've shown they have in these last 3 games, with 2 fairly easy games leading into the United game, I am scared that they could easily put 3 or 4 past us. I've predicted United to go 6-1 down to Liverpool this game week, which everyone's calling me crazy. They think it's not going to be that bad. Even Twisted, the lovely man that he is, has said United's going to win. I don't see it, but thank you. I appreciate that. Then they move on to Everton and Brentford, and then probably their first major challenge, because I'm not counting United in here or Everton, but I think their first major challenge on the 1st of October is going to be Tottenham. Now, what's that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 games before they've reached Tottenham. And honestly, they could probably have seven wins and a draw, because I think Brentford could probably get a result against them. They seem to be looking okay, despite losing Eriksen, and Ivan Toney's looking incredible. And Wemo, De Silva, they all look like they're doing quite well. They'll be a bit up and down, but we'll see as that comes. But I think by the time they reach Tottenham, they could still be top of the league. They could still be undefeated. And then yeah, just moving into the back end of October, and then I'll just jump out of this part. They have Liverpool and then Leeds and then City. Now, I think they can take points from City and Liverpool, especially if Liverpool keep in this vein of form, draws, maybe a win, maybe another draw. I don't know how they're going to look. They're yet to click into gear, but Arsenal have a very good run, and they don't get their first real challenge until October. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I'm ready for the fanfare that's going to come with Arsenal fans. We are top of the league. We are top of the league. I'm not ready for it. United have finished above Arsenal most times, apart from last season, but most times over the last 5 to 6 years. And I was happy with that. But now basically all the biggest rivals are far ahead of us, and it's a hell of a climb up the ladder for United. So, anyway, I'll move further on into the comments here. I'll just jump out of that screen here. Anthony, games are only easy if you're good. Arsenal are good. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about there, but we'll move on. Check the fixture list and compare it with the other teams. Well, I'm sort of just done that there, so thank you. Realize what I'm saying. Yep. Football ain't played on paper. I think it's just a bit of to and fro from Anthony and Twisted here. You say that the teams they face have to be no doubt about it. Well, that's true, but I think it's more of a possibility that Arsenal are going to win than they're going to lose. Yes, guys, if you're still in here, if you're on playback, if you're in live, please drop a like. We love the support, and hopefully the ever growing nature of this channel, we will get more clubs involved. I know that part of the aim of this is to get representatives, or at least have people come in on a semi-regular to discuss all clubs, not just top 6, not just top 8. Hopefully we're going to get the entire Premier League represented in one way or another in here. This is the main aim. So yeah, please drop a like, guys. Subscribe if you're new. We love you all. Philip Bidwell, good to see you in here again, mate. Arsenal have looked incredible so far, but who have they faced so far? Only teams they should beat. Wait until they play a team that could beat them, then it may be a different story. And I think that's what we're all waiting for. A little part of me is like, maybe they'll bottle it against United, but I don't see it happening. A little bit of a test on the Fulham and Villa games, I'll admit, but I think they'll put them away quite easily, even if it's just a sneaky 1-0 or 2-0. Will the stadium behind you be full on Monday night? I fucking hope not. Or is this too early to swear in England? I hope not. Oh, forgot about the whitewash, whatever they call it. Yeah, well, when it comes to the United game, I'll just give thoughts very quickly. Just because Champions League world-class top 3 DM in the world, Casemiro has just signed, don't lose focus. The Glazers, as has been reported, they put out the rumor of this Apollo 11 consortium coming in to make this bid, but it turns out they were about A shares, the non-voting and non-important shares, to come in and buy a whole bunch of those. And basically, it had nothing to do with a takeover. So Jim Ratcliffe is seemingly the only one that's semi-serious. The whole Michael Knighton thing, I'm still hoping could be something, but at least the people are circling around United right now. And despite signings, despite people coming into the club, I plead to all the fans. I know the rivals don't give a shit, honestly, because it's United. They want to see them mudded. They want to see them mudded permanently. I'm sure to make Arsenal and Liverpool and City fans very, very happy if United got relegated. But then in turn, they would get rid of the Glazers and we'd be on the trail back. So interesting. So yeah, just don't pour money into it anymore. Don't advertise them. Don't buy anything on match day. Hell, don't even arrive to match day. Stand outside the stadium. Stop the trains, buses. Stop the players and the staff coming in, do a human wall, something that'll get the game called off and get the attention of the owners. Because for so long they've just gone, hey, here's a signing. Now go be happy little fans. Go cheer in the Stretford end. Not this time, guys. Anyway, I hope it's not going to be full. I hope they're going to be completely empty. 3 games a week will also be an issue when they have to rotate. Maybe so, but for the time being, it's 1 game a week. And if they can get a good start after, say, this first 9 games, if it's 7-2 draws or 8-1 draw or 7-1-1, whatever. If they're sort of in that sort of 80% win category, I think they'll have a very good foundation to move forward and build a very, very a very good foundation, because the Europa League, the World Cup coming up, all the domestic cups, yes, as you rightly say, 2-3 games a week, very, very hard. I think some of these clubs that are in the top in the European spots may forfeit some of the domestic cup games, play some juniors, get them blooded in. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, that's a very reasonable shout there. Game starting soon. Off. Yep. I'll be wrapping this up fairly quickly. If anyone wants to come on, then I'll drop a link quickly. But the West Ham, Chelsea, and Leeds and whoever else they're playing. So we'll be off there, and I'll let you guys get off to that too. Thank you. Big up, Anthony. Thank you, mate. Thank you for joining us and steering the chat. I come on. I come on. Housekeeping. I come on. I'll put the link out for you if you want. If you want to join in and have a chat, no problems. I've covered pretty much what I wanted to say, honestly. Arsenal scare me. I'll drop the link in the comment. Give it a couple of minutes. If there's no takers, or whatever, then we'll leave it there. But let's see. I'll get the drop a link in the comments. So I'll leave this in here for you guys. Is there a way to pin it? There is indeed. So if anyone's interested to come on and have a chat with me, let me know. Jump in the back room. Let me know what you're... Yep. Hopefully that should be pinned. I've starred them, so that might be enough. No. So yeah, I'll just give you a quick touch over of what I've been talking about. Arsenal scared the living shit out of me. They are looking incredible. It's like something has just switched. The switch has been flicked, and they are playing very, very appealing on the iFootball. Statistically, as I've shown so far, they have improved. Improved across the board. And I think a lot of their attacking improvements will come from Jesus alone. He, for too long, was playing under a very strict system and regimen under Pep Guardiola, which I think shackled him too much and didn't allow for his personal expression. Now that he's at Arsenal, I believe Arteta's basically just said, look, we want you to link things up, but we also want you to put goals away. Now, we've all seen Gabriel Jesus in games across the league. He has wonderful ball control. He has got he's very quick off the mark, and he maintains a good top speed. So he can beat a player. He's definitely not Fred. He's definitely a 100% Brazilian, and he shows all the tech, all the speed. He has good strength on the ball as well. He doesn't get bullied very often, which, big up to him, because I rate this guy. And being a World Cup year, he probably made that move to get the first team football, and credit to him for doing so. That just shows he is motivated. And I mean, what else could he do at City, really? I mean, he could have stuck around, try to win Champions League, but he wouldn't have been overly involved. That's the big thing here. Anyway, what do we got here? looking forward to Liverpool beating Man United tomorrow, mate. I am. How do I word it? I'm 100% vibes right now. United, to me, I don't think they're going to crack the top 10 this season, to be completely fair with you. Even if we get Anthony, even if Gakpo comes in, if they sell Rashford, if Maguire, with the rumours and links to Chelsea, even if he does go over there and Pulisic in the other direction, even all these signings, United are not going to make the top 10. That's a far cry from my, I said, sixth position again with similar points to last year. But yeah, Liverpool are going to slap the crap out of United. Liverpool haven't looked that convincing. They've looked good. They've looked typical Liverpool, but they've not looked incredible. They haven't been scintillating. I think they miss Mane, to be fair with you. And yeah, it's going to be a long night. I am going to get up early to watch that game. It's a 5 a.m. start for me, but I'm going to see United get pumped. I'm here for it. I'm vibes. I'm 100% vibes. I'm the Beach Boys. I'm the good vibrations. It's just one of those. Yeah, it's a long year, and the core of this club is rotten. The core of the team is rotten, and they need to get out. Yeah. So let's see. I'm just going to get rid of this here. Oh, Patrick's in the house. Hello, mate. Thank you for joining us. Wara Premier League for Arsenal. Yeah. Tell me, Pat, what do you think? What do you think about Arsenal's chances this season? Because I think they could go top 2. That is my bold claim. I think they could give you guys a hell of a time if they keep on this progression. They're looking very good. They are looking incredible. And I never give credit to rivals, but they are literally a direct rival to Man United right now. Not scared of Arsenal, you say? And I mean, look, I don't blame you. You guys are the benchmark. I had screens up a little bit earlier showing statistical comparisons between Arsenal and yourselves this year and last year, compared to you guys, and they've improved across all metrics, but slightly decreased. Actually, what's your take? Hang on. Europa games coming, Josh. They will struggle. Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. I think they'll forfeit I've said this before as well. I think they will forfeit the chances at FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. To be fair with you, I think they're going to focus on Europe and on the Premier League. Yeah, it's just one of those situations. We will see, but I think they've started very well, and I praise them for it, and I praise Arteta for what he's done. I thought it was all going to be jokes and Arsenal start like this usually and fall due to depth. Trust me, Liverpool and City can go on runs, and no, there's no doubt about that. I think Liverpool are due to come good, and United are going to be the instigator for that. So watch Liverpool go on a 10-15 game unbeaten, whether it's 10 wins and 5 draws, I'm not sure yet, but United will play all of these shit teams back into form. I'll tell you that much. Last season, Arsenal had no cups and they failed. This is true, but they also don't have Jesus and Zinchenko in there last year. Now, Zinchenko gives a utility factor, even though I think it's kind of overrated, but having that versatility and that utility about you is very underrated. And Zinchenko is, I think he's a good player, and not that you guys are going to miss him necessarily, but he is a big improvement for Arsenal, and he can plug a few gaps there if they need it. Yes, 1 or 2 injuries and they're back to square one, but at least they've got a little bit more quality over quantity, if that makes sense. Yeah. Is that it? Yeah. So, look, if anyone's interested, I'll let it sit for another couple of minutes in I've got the StreamYard in there if anyone wants to come and have a quick chat. But otherwise, I think I'll wrap this up in a couple of minutes and go over and start watching the Chelsea and the Leeds games and see how they're going. But yeah, this is I think Arsenal, yeah, like I've said, I think Arsenal are going to be dark horses. I think at least until Christmas, or just before Christmas, just for the World Cup, they'll still be thereabouts in amongst the same points. I think as probably Chelsea and City will all be sitting in that first, second, third. I probably think within about 6 or 7 points of each other. If not, it'll be Tottenham. I don't see really anyone else. Liverpool will be thereabouts, but I think because they've started with the 2 draws, they've still got to climb the ladder. They've still got to get the wins together, and I think it might be too much for them at the moment. But after the World Cup and those congested times, Liverpool has enough players there to just slowly cruise in through the back door. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to say about Arsenal. City, I think. So I originally said Liverpool were going to win the league, and I still hold that. I still think Liverpool are going to go all the way this year. Something about it just still resonates with me. As much as I hate to say it, I'd rather City win it. So Liverpool don't go equal on 20 overall, to be fair. And I think I'm still holding that opinion, by the way, Patrick. I still think Haaland is going to flop compared to what the expectations on him are. Yeah, so, all right, guys. Look, I think that's going to do me tonight. Oh, wow. My shirt's disappearing. There we go. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Philip, Patrick, Twisted, Anthony, playlist, whoever you are, random guy, thank you for joining. Everyone on Facebook, everyone on Twitter, everyone who's watched, thanks for joining in the conversation. I've got a new comment down here. I'll just get to that in a minute. True City fan, correct. Liverpool will go on a run of wins starting at Man United, and of course City is on a run of wins already. Yeah, I couldn't agree with that more. And you watch, United will be the catalyst for... Actually, if I just do this for a quick second, I'm just going to a random idea just popped into my head. I want to see how we go here. I'm just going to share this screen with you quickly. I want to go to Manchester United and have a look at their next few fixtures. Manchester United. All right, let's go here. So I want to have a look at their matches upcoming. Come on, you chungus, hurry up. All right, so United have Liverpool, obviously. That I predicted a 6-1 to Liverpool for that. It's going to be an interesting one. Anyway, Southampton, I think United could probably get a draw there. Leicester, they'll lose. Arsenal, at this point, I'd say a 3-1, maybe a 3-2 if United start improving at that point. Draw with Palace. Probably first win of the season against Leeds, I think. Probably the first win of the season against Leeds, I think. Yeah, so this is interesting. It's interesting. But United will be the catalyst for a lot of these teams. Just watch it. All right, guys. Well, I am going to definitely leave it at that. I'm already 20 minutes into the game, so I'm holding you guys up. I'm holding myself up, and I'm probably holding the chat up, but they don't really give a shit, so we'll see how we go. Thanks for joining in, guys. Don't forget, if you're so inclined, like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'll come back on if you're watching on playback, leave a comment, and we'll have a little conversation there, maybe get some points for another stream. But yeah, wrapping up, Arsenal are looking scary, and I think they could really do a challenge, at least for a portion of the year. So leave your thoughts on that opinion. And yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. This is not how I wanted to spend my Sunday evening, to be fair, bigging up Arsenal. But again, there's the other side of things. Like the other shoe could fall and they could just fall away, just like was said here by Patrick. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you to it. Enjoy the game. And we've hit the 250 mark. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you again soon. This has been Josh MUFC with another Josh Reacts. Catch you later, guys.